I'm Kat.
And I'm Hayley.
And this is Night Classy.
A tipsy night class teaching the oddities and curiosities you never learned in school.
Where are you taking us on this learning journey, Hayley?
I will be teaching us about one of the possibly first conspiracy theories in America and debunking it.
Okay.
What about you?
I will be telling you about an iconic historic witch.
Oh, okay. This is fitting.
Yeah, we're in our witch era.
You
for
definitely
sure.
are. You've got the moon and the star earrings. You're being initiated in a blood sacrifice.
That's right. Indeed. And we are so sorry. I realized that 1 week ago, I said we would be back on Saturday. That wasn't possible because Hayley is sickly.
So sickly. My lungs are not doing well. Much better than they were, though. Turns out I have pneumonia. So
literal pneumonia.
Literally.
Who gets that? I thought nobody got that anymore.
I know, right? That is the most insane thing. Like on the first day, I was like, this is definitely COVID, not COVID. 103-degree temperature for like 2 days.
Jeez.
I know. Like I now realize I should have gone to the hospital, but I was home alone with 4 cats for several days. Just like, I feel like I was hallucinating, just like in a fever dream.
Oh my God.
And then I tried to go back to work and my body was like, bitch, no, because the fever broke and then it came back. And then I'm like, okay, I need to go to the doctor. And chest x-ray says pneumonia.
How did you manage to get pneumonia?
I think I had the flu at first because I
Okay.
had like all the flu-y symptoms.
Mhm.
And I met with the doctor virtually and he's like, well, it's definitely a viral infection and upper respiratory infection. And I think it just developed into pneumonia.
That's crazy. I'm glad
yeah.
you're feeling better.
It's insane.
Yeah, I had possibly forgotten about our cocktail hour, and I just get like a text from Hayley telling me to get on. So I got on. I was on vacation. That's why I forgot. And you were on there for like a minute.
Yeah, 60
popping
seconds
in.
flat.
And like a zombie. You didn't sound like you. I felt so bad.
I barely even remember. I remember being like, I love you guys. I just wanted to say hi.
Yeah, well, I held down the fort for you, and it was great.
Thank you for doing that.
You're so welcome, and I'm so glad you're back. I'm back home from my travels, and I missed Night Classy.
I know. I missed it too. It has like been 2 weeks and it feels like 2 years.
I know, and we have so much catching up to do. Hayley, before we started recording, she was trying to tell me that she watched Hereditary, and Alec interrupted her and told her to do it on air.
Right.
So what did you think of the movie?
We live for the pod. I loved Hereditary. I thought it was so good. I don't know how I haven't seen it
Seriously.
yet. Because I keep seeking out movies that make me feel like Barbarian did.
Mm-hmm.
And Tommy's like, there are no other movies
Wrong.
like that.
There are so many.
I need a list. I need a complete list. If you all have recommendations, please send them. I freaking love movies like that.
Have you seen The Lodge?
I don't know.
That one is Hereditary vibes to me. My brother heard us talking about on the podcast recently how like we haven't seen a movie that scared us in a while. And so he recommended this movie Skinamarink. Have you seen that?
Ooh, Skinamarink?
Don't watch it. Wipe that smile off your face. This was the worst movie
Have
I've
you heard that
ever
song,
seen.
though? Like, it's a preschool song.
Yeah. Can you
That's
sing
so
it?
creepy. Yeah, it's like skidamarinka-dink-a-dink, skidamarinka-doo. I love you.
Yeah. Well, the movie sucked. He was
sucked?
wrong.
Foster.
Yeah. He led me astray. I thought he was trolling me. And so I texted him and I was like, haha, funny joke, telling me to watch this boring fucking movie. And he was like, no, actually, I really liked it. So that
Oh
was
my
kind of rude
gosh,
of
you
me,
find
but-
out he has bad taste.
Can I defend it? It's an art film that has 71% on Rotten Tomatoes, and all the reviews say, like, you either get this or you don't.
I didn't get it.
Yeah. So it's
Did
like,
you get it?
I wanted to get it because I'm like an art film guy.
He kept trying to defend it, but he was just as bored as me and was complaining the whole movie. And then at the end, he's like, okay, like, let me come to this movie's defense. You didn't like it. Stop lying. And it was bad. It would have been good as a 20-minute film. but then it lasted an hour and 40 minutes and nothing happened that entire time.
I am of the opinion that the perfect movie length is an hour and 20 minutes.
So true.
Max hour and 30.
Hard agree.
That is where I draw the line, because every time I'm watching a 2-hour movie, or God forbid, a more than 2-hour movie,
It's impossible.
the hour and a half max, like that's where I fall asleep is that mark.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter how much I could be so interested in the movie, but my brain is like,
There is no story that takes more than 90 minutes to tell.
Absolutely.
I will stand by that. You're
so
just wasting
dumb.
everyone's time if you go on longer than that.
Yeah, you got to get better at storytelling. Some details are not that important.
Yeah,
Watch
this is on
Titanic
you.
and get back to me on that.
I will never.
Titanic is prime example.
Yeah, too long.
Just shut up, everybody.
I've
2 tapes? Are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah, who thought that would be okay?
That was a joke. And then it just kept going. Like, no one said no. Who directed that?
James Cameron. Have you guys
Cameron.
not seen Titanic?
Yeah, we've seen it.
I've seen it.
but
it's
in
long.
parts. Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm not
I've never
watching that
watched
bitch
the whole
way
thing
through.
all at once. That's impossible.
Who has done that?
No, nobody.
one.
Pat's always like,
you
yeah,
have, you're lying.
yeah, I've seen it and I didn't like it, but I've never really watched it all the way through, and I've only seen pieces and I don't know anything about it.
I've seen the whole thing just in installments.
If it's so good, you should be able to get the gist and enjoy it in segments.
I need the Spark Notes. There needs to be Spark Notes versions of movies where I can watch
Yes.
a 30-minute summary of a movie.
This is
Yeah.
my nightmare.
A little bit more than the trailer. 30 minutes would be perfect. I have consumed so much media these past 2 weeks, having pneumonia,
Oh, I
that I feel like a
bet.
professional.
Have you
speaking on this.
have you watched or read or listened to anything really good?
Basically what I did was rewatch shows that I've already seen since I was I
Like in
slept
and
for
out of
12
sleep,
hours at
yeah.
night and then woke up for 2 hours and then fell back asleep for 4 hours. It was insane. But I've rewatched Orange is the New Black, or I'm in the
Okay.
process of doing that.
Does it hold up? I haven't seen it since it came out.
Ooh, yeah, I've enjoyed rewatching it, but around season 2 again is like where it kind of has fallen off for me.
Yeah, I only liked the first season, but I think that's because they had a book to go off of for the first season, and then they were freeballing it.
That makes sense. Oh, did you watch until where like Ruby Rose, the actor, comes in? Not the Kanye West Ruby Rose. The other
I was like,
one.
oh, I don't remember
The
her.
other one.
No, I don't think so.
Oh my God. She is so hot. I feel like she
Okay.
was like my queer awakening.
Okay.
She's very, I
don't
just have to pull up a
remember.
picture, see if you recognize her, because if you guys know who I'm talking about, then I hope you agree.
I could have, but I don't remember. Like, I haven't seen that show since high school.
yeah.
I went on a trip and got so sunburned. I had blisters down the entire like front of my body, and I couldn't get out of bed for 3 days. And that's when I watched the whole series.
Oh my God. That sounds
Because
awful.
I wanted to be tan so bad, and I refused to wear sunscreen at Lake Tahoe.
That is not how you get tanned, and you learned that
Okay,
day.
I learned the hard way. I don't think I
don't
saw her,
recognize
on.
her?
I know
Okay.
who
Can I
she
see?
is, but
Yeah,
I don't think I remember her from the show.
Oh, sorry. But yeah, she was in there.
She's
and I
in
was
John
like,
Wick.
oh,
I never
I'm
seen
sure
that.
she is.
Yeah, and I'll never watch that.
Thank you. Unless we get a 10-minute synopsis.
Yeah, I'm gonna start making Spark Notes of movies.
You should. I
That's
think you could
my
become
new career.
a gagillionaire.
Oh, cool. Well, that's what I've always wanted to be. So
Can I just say that actress, I watched John Wick while I was on the plane flying back to Memphis, so it's top of mind, but she plays a sign language assassin. So she's deaf and doesn't speak. She's mute, but she just sign languages to people. And it was
Dang.
a really cool character.
It's really
she plays a
interesting.
sign language assassin. When you said that, I thought she was gonna like assassinate people using sign language.
Yeah, I realized I didn't
But
phrase
she
that
plays
right.
a deaf
She's an
assassin.
assassin who is deaf, but
Okay.
it's a
Yeah.
really cool character.
Dang. John Wick, is that with Tom Cruise?
Keanu Reeves.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Same thing.
Same difference. The other dark-haired weird guy in Hollywood. Is he weird? He seems weird to
No,
me.
I don't think he's weird. I think he's actually like notoriously super nice.
Yeah. Okay, that makes sense. I
Yeah.
don't know why. I just always think he's kind of weird.
Kind of gives off weird vibes.
He's a little weird.
Yeah, but nice.
I mean, his name is Keanu, so
That's a
namesake? Is it a weird name?
what? I don't know. I guess I've never met anyone with that name.
I haven't either. Cut that part. That was bad. I shouldn't make fun of people's names.
All the people named Keanu are upset now.
But actually, I really shouldn't comment on people's names. Like, it's your name. Like, what are you really gonna do about it?
Right.
So, like,
we don't know where it comes from. Yeah. So, yeah. Sorry, Hayley needs to cough.
All right, enough about our movie and bitching about how long they are. Do we have anything else before we get into the meat and potatoes? What are you drinking?
I'm drinking a pineapple White Claw, and I have a pineapple lemonade Truly on the queue.
You're on the pineapple kick, baby.
Mm-hmm. Is there water or liquid IV in there?
Tangerine liquid IV.
Nice.
Yes, ma'am. I could have made like a scissor concoction because I got that good cough syrup. I did a splash of that before I came. It's not helping too much, but...
What if you did have scissor in your water bottle and it was like literal Sprite and codeine?
Oh my God. I mean, I literally could. I got the promethazine at home, so...
You should make one and just tell me how it tastes. I've always wanted to try one.
It would be insane. I'm on these horse pill antibiotics plus some scissor. That would... I would die.
But aren't you taking the cough syrup anyway? Why not like take it, mix it with some Sprite when you take it?
Because I want to feel better.
That Sprite is good for you when you're sick.
You would have to have alcohol in there too.
Oh, you put alcohol in there too?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't know that. I thought it was literally just codeine and Sprite.
No, I think it's a concoction.
You think?
Yeah,
I feel like the codeine would be enough. I don't know.
Like
Clearly,
a lot of
I'm
codeine.
not cool and have never actually been anywhere near it in real life.
It actually doesn't taste that bad.
Well, I'm sure it tastes kind of good, right? That's why people drink it. Well, not the only reason, obviously.
I don't know how to spell scissor. I did SYZRUP, and it's like, do you mean syrup? No.
Google's a narc today.
Seriously. And when I went to the pharmacist, I had 3 other medications, and there was supposed to be the cough syrup. And I'm like, where's the cough syrup? She's like, oh, you wanted to ring that up? I'm like, what do you think? Do you not see this like a medicine cabinet that I'm checking out with here?
She's like, oh, you really want that cough syrup, huh? You gonna make some scissor out of it?
Yes, I am. Make the profile, bitch.
But yeah, I don't have anything to add other than we just passed 200 members in our Night Classy Facebook club we have going on. It's called Night Classmates if you want to join it. It's a closed group. Make sure you fill out the membership questions or I will reject you. So...
And we love rejecting.
Love it. Just kidding. I don't. I want you to fill out the questions.
We want you to join us.
Yeah. I just have to know your zodiac sign before you're allowed in.
Yeah, so you can chart them.
Right. It doesn't matter what you are. I don't discriminate against signs.
We just need to have an even balance.
And I need to know you're not a bot.
Not too many Geminis.
Yeah,
just kidding. Half kidding.
Should make a little graph and see how
we
we're standing
should chart it
there.
out.
Yeah.
Get our stats, our demographics.
Well, you're going first today.
I am. Let's get into this. July 20th, 1969. Do you know what happened that day?
It was the summer of 69.
It was the summer of 69. It was a pivotal moment in human history. This was the day Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin took a giant leap for mankind by becoming the first human beings to step foot on the moon. This accomplishment was witnessed by millions across the globe, yet some still cast doubt to this day.
I had a friend in high school who he and his family were like conspiracy theory people.
Yeah.
And he tried to convince me the moon landing was fake. Like, he showed me YouTube videos. He was sincere about it.
There's so many YouTube videos.
Yeah.
It's scary. It is scary. And I can relate to the conspiracy theory family thing, as you know. So I hope that this lesson today, if you are experiencing similar things or have to have conversations with people who are conspiracy theorists about the moon landing being fake, then hopefully this content will give you some nice rebuttal for their talking points. Some fodder. And apparently polls indicate that 5 to 10% of Americans distrust the official version of events.
Okay.
That's like a pretty big amount of people.
it's sad that I'm like, oh, that's like not too high. Like, I'm glad it seems pretty low. Like, I feel like 5 to 10% of the population is very stupid. So I
guess so. I feel like it's more than 5 to 10% that I think could use some more education.
Well, 50% of people are below average intelligence.
Okay. When you put it like that, when you math out on me, 5 to 10, I guess, isn't so bad then. They claim that the moon landing was nothing more than a Hollywood-style production orchestrated by the government to assert its dominance in the space race. So if you didn't know already, we're discussing the older sister of Flat Earth, the faked moon landing conspiracy theories. Where did they come from? How can you debunk them at the Thanksgiving table? Because I did do my own research.
If your family is discussing the moon landing conspiracy at the Thanksgiving table, don't even waste your breath. Just
take
leave.
a walk.
Take a walk.
Take a walk with your cousin. You know what to do.
We've all been there. Yeah, a little lap around the block.
Yes, take a lap, come back feeling amazing, and then maybe you'll be ready for that conversation. Yeah. You can play ignorant and just keep asking them the craziest questions. Because once you're so far into the conspiracy theory arena, it's hard to get out, I think.
Yeah, I think you have to do that on your own. I don't think anything anyone says is going to change it.
Mm-hmm. You have to want out. Yeah. So we got this conspiracy theory. It all started with a guy who decided that the moon landings weren't real, and he wrote a book about it. Bill Casing, he was a former U.S. Navy officer, and despite his complete lack of knowledge in rockets and technical writing, he was hired as a technical writer for one of NASA's suppliers, Rocketdyne. This is where he claimed to have seen documents on Mercury, Gemini, Atlas, and Apollo programs. And long before the moon landing even happened, Bill was working at Rocketdyne, and some of his coworkers were just shooting the shit in the break room, whatever. And they were expressing doubt about how humans could ever safely get to the moon and back. And that's when Bill decided that even if it ever did happen, he would not believe that it was real, and that he would get his word out there that any moon landings were false.
Okay.
So long before July 1969, he had a hunch, an intuition, and a true conviction that he didn't believe anyone was going to the moon. So he wrote this book that was officially self-published in 1976 called We Never Went to the Moon, America's $30 Billion Swindle.
Okay. If you're going to spend if you're going to spend $30 billion, it's real. You know, like you don't spend $30 billion to fake something.
That's so much money that I don't even know what it means. Like, no. I can't imagine what $30 billion look like.
It's impossible.
It's impossible.
Do you ever get those videos sometimes and it's like, let's put $1 billion into perspective. And it's like, if you made this amount of money every day, like you wouldn't be a billionaire for like 300 years or something like that. And like that doesn't help me.
I know.
Still gibberish.
I saw an impactful one yesterday that was like, okay, let's say your $7 coffee. You know, not everyone can afford to spend $7 on a coffee, but let's say your $7 coffee is a cube this big and it was really small. And then it compared to like Jeff Bezos, like that percentage of his wealth. And it was like, this cube was fucking massive. It was like $850,000. That was his percentage or something of $7 for like the average American.
Okay.
I was like, okay, that was a pretty good comparison video.
That helped.
That helped me.
A little bit.
A lot, yeah. Eat the rich. Yeah. But yeah, the U.S. was dishing out, and it's $30 billion over like 10 years, I think.
Still.
Like, it took a long time. They're racking it up. And the conspiracy theory got some traction thanks to just some general distrust in America at the time. In 1971, we had the leaked Pentagon Papers, which revealed how the government lied about the Vietnam War.
Yeah, the government definitely lies.
Oh, yeah, there's some reason to distrust, but
But not about this.
The moon, like why? Why lie
What
about that?
What do they have to gain other than saying we're better at moon landings than Russia?
Yeah, just like a pissing
yeah,
contest.
yeah.
Not only do we have lies about the Vietnam War, we also have Watergate and that cover up, and then you have these conspiracy theories about JFK's death swirling around, and we
Those I
really see.
believe.
Yeah, me too. We have this whole new genre of like conspiracy theories. In his book, Bill Kaysing asserts that the chances of getting humans to the moon and back safely are 0.0017%. Which, how the fuck did he calculate that, having no knowledge?
He made it up.
He totally made it up.
If you're writing a book about a conspiracy theory that you invented, you can make up whatever
you can do
the
anything
fuck you want.
It sounds like us reading our blood alcohol levels. I got 0.0017%.
Well, the
Who
breathalyzer
won?
makes it up. Yeah.
Yeah, the breathalyzer does.
There's like a little mouse in there just like clicking
Spinning a
buttons.
wheel. Yeah. It would have been, he thinks it would have been easier for the United States to fake the moon landing than to actually go. And then in 1980, Big Flat Earth Society joined the chat and accused NASA of working with Walt Disney to fake the moon landings. Conspiracy theorists used the 1977 film Capricorn 1 as clear evidence that the moon landings were false, because some of the shots in the movie looked similar or identical to the ones from the actual Apollo moon landing.
Because it was based on it.
Yeah, so in that movie, they traveled to Mars.
Okay.
And they show like the surface of, I guess it's probably Mars in these shots, and it looks similar to like the ship that they use.
Right. And guess where they got the ideas for what outer space probably looks like?
Exactly.
Probably the moon landing.
Insane. And can you guess which network aired a quote unquote documentary called Did We Land on the Moon?
History Channel.
Not History Channel. Try
Oh,
again.
Discovery.
Fox
Oh,
News.
of course. I should have known.
Yeah, of course. Of all things, Fox News reporting factual news as they do.
Right. I mean, the History Channel put out that mermaid documentary.
History
so that's where
Channel
my mind went.
Probably did as well.
I'm sure.
Yeah. What's on the other side of the moon? Aliens, according to History Channel.
Really?
Oh, I don't know.
Oh.
Seems like something they'd say.
Definitely.
Like, we've never seen the dark side of the moon. Does it exist? Is it concave? NASA had to put up a web page and send teaching materials to schools after this documentary because they received so many calls and emails from parents and teachers saying that their child had seen this Fox News documentary, and the parents and teachers are wondering, how do we respond to this? Like, what the fuck do we say?
I'm part of a teacher's subreddit, and I've seen several posts from like science teachers being like complaining about how many of their kids like insist the earth is fake or the moon landing isn't real and like refuse to hear otherwise in science class. And then a lot of times the parents will back up their kids about
That would be so disheartening
Yeah.
to do, and to walk in every day to some right-wing conspiracy theorist kid telling me about how the earth is flat and women shouldn't have rights to their bodies.
it. Yeah. Yeah, it's
Yikes.
a whole thing. And yeah, when it comes from, I mean, when a kid sees something online and doesn't have critical thinking about it because they're a kid, that's one thing. But when it comes from their parents, that's a whole nother challenge.
Oh, yeah. As a kid, I could have probably gotten roped into the earth.
Oh my God.
Earth is flat. The moon is, the landing wasn't real.
Because your frontal lobe
You're a
isn't
kid,
developed.
yeah.
You're a kid. Oh my God, big lightning outside.
Ooh,
Yeah,
spooky,
we get a little
spooky.
spooky storm. It looks kind of foggy out there,
We
too.
need the water.
What? What did you just say to me?
People say that?
No.
When it rains, we're like, yeah, we need. That's like it's
like a dad-
trope.
a dad
Oh,
meme.
okay. I
Thank
get it
you,
now.
Alec. Finally, somebody gets
Ooh,
it.
big thunder.
Big thunder.
At our new house, we have a lightning rod right outside because we're next to a business that has one. So whenever there's a storm, we get the craziest lightning and thunder like right over our house. It's
That's
awesome.
magical.
Mhm.
What is the purpose? Why have a lightning rod? Just like it doesn't hit other stuff?
The place beside us has like big, tall metal machinery. So to keep it from hitting that, they have a lightning rod that's taller than all their machinery.
So lucky.
I know,
Oh my
it's really
God.
cool.
Also, you sent me a picture of Ghost yesterday and he had bird poop on his back.
Yeah, he got shit on.
What happened? He got shatted
He
on.
was just outside playing.
Oh.
The best part about our new place is the backyard. I'm just like, someone's going to easily
We
figure
have
out
a
where I live.
lightning rod. We have grass.
Yeah.
There's bird poop.
Well, we have a chain link fence and it's really short, but the cats haven't figured out they can easily jump over it because they don't like know what the fuck a chain link fence is or like how tall it is or if they can jump on it.
and their brains are smooth like chicken breasts.
Yeah, they're very stupid. And so they don't know they can get out of the yard. So we can just let them out, shut the door, and they just chill out there in the backyard. And
That's
like we don't have to
awesome.
monitor
Little
them.
cat dogs.
Yeah.
Make sure they don't get ringworm.
That's true.
Yeah.
Ringworm. Well, we've dealt with it in the past.
We'll do it again.
We can do it again. It's not that hard. More
no
big
biggie.
lightning.
Yeah, seriously. I should have brought my rain jacket.
I'm glad I have a witchy story for you today. It fits the mood.
too.
We can maybe shut off the overhead light.
Ooh, yeah.
spooky time.
Okay, well, let me get through this so we can get to yours then.
Okay.
So this conspiracy theory lives on today, popularized, of course, by people like Joe Rogan and Shane Dawson. But conspiracy theorists think that they have more evidence than just like similar shots in movies. So let's get into this list and then we'll also debunk them.
Great.
So one of the first claims, not the number one claim, but they say that there's a lack of stars in the photos and videos. And I have just one picture, for example. When we look at the moon landing, it is just black in the sky. There aren't stars. And conspiracy theorists are like, well, if this is space, why no stars? Especially since there's literally no atmosphere to distort the image or have any haze. Theorists think that NASA just left them out because it would make it too easy for people to spot inaccuracies in their hoax.
What? What?
Yeah, they think that
If they were faking it, wouldn't you put the stars?
well, they're like they'll just be able to explain it away. They think that maybe people would be able to line up where certain stars should be, or maybe it would be too difficult for them.
Yeah,
to
but
put
it's
the stars
NASA.
in.
I'm sure they could put the right stars in.
Yeah, they spent
They
$30
know where they are.
billion for a hoax. Like, did you ever have one of those big blow up things in your elementary school that lit up and you went in and it was dark and it had like the stars on the inside? And
No,
you sat
what kind
around?
of bougie elementary school did you go to? You had a planetarium in your school?
Yeah, it blew up. It was like one special day during the year, and the librarian, like, you would sit around, like your whole grade would sit around this dome that blew up, and like you had to crawl through a tunnel to get into it first of all, and then the librarian would use a laser to point out the different constellations and then tell their stories.
Wait, I want one of these at my house. You mean you
It's
can buy a
amazing.
planetarium?
Yes. Yeah. I mean, it's probably thousands of dollars, but you could just get one of those star projectors.
That's true. I could do
yeah,
that.
just
That's
do that. You
easier.
don't need the dome. I mean, you could get a tent.
I think I want the dome.
Get the dome is probably the best part. So just get a tent.
There's also a real life dome just like outside that we could look up and
Now
see the
that's
stars.
a conspiracy theory. The Great Dome. Yeah, I guess
The
we
Great
could
Dome
just
is
do that.
angry right now.
It is. We
The,
can't
the
see the
storm
stars.
is going crazy.
If you do get a home dome, make sure to get the tunnel because that's
Well, that sounds like the best part.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah, crawling through it. It's just
You feel like
magical.
you're going into another world.
You're transported. It's all like dark in there. And you can still kind of hear, because it's blown up, you can still hear like white noise kind of outside of
Ooh,
it.
how many kids could fit in there?
The whole grade.
It was that big?
Yes. It
The
was
whole
massive.
grade?
The whole grade. So it's probably like 60 kids, 90 kids, 60 to 90 kids probably.
What?
It was huge.
Was it inflatable or was it like a piece of tarp that they blew air into?
I don't know.
Okay.
It was massive.
have
Like they
questions.
inflated it in the gymnasium.
This is how I know we're in a simulation because what you're describing to me, it doesn't sound real.
It should be too small
But,
for that amount of kids.
Like I
we
was,
were-
I was picturing it like igloo sized, and like your class took turns. Oh, the power
Whoa.
just went out for a second. Are we still recording?
We are still rolling, it looks like.
Dang. That storm is wild. And what is going on up there? Oh, it's a tree. Is that
A
a tree on
tree?
the roof? There's like a tree or something swaying on that roof over there.
It's just a tree top.
Why is there? Oh, it's a treetop that's as tall as the roof.
This is
Wow.
great content.
You got me
Okay,
up
sorry.
here.
I have to like close the shades. Kat's just like lightning,
Distracted.
trees.
Give her some Adderall.
I really like storms.
Trees.
I love storms. Okay, I was picturing it to be like igloo sized, and you would take
Excuse
turns,
me.
like 3 or 4 kids at a time.
Oh, it's igloo size, but it's like
Like a
mega
big-
igloo. Yeah,
big
it's
igloo.
humongous.
Okay,
I'm gonna have to look up pictures and send it to you.
yeah.
My Wi-Fi just got kaput, but that's okay.
can you
my
still
notes
see
are
your
yeah,
notes?
I can
Okay.
still see my notes. Okay, so anyway, there's no stars, but that's because the sun lights everything up. The moon is like white. The moon's surface reflects the light, and it's so bright. Everything is so brightly lit by the sun. And cameras can only do so much. They cannot capture the bright sunlight and these relatively dim stars
Yeah.
way in the background.
Have you ever tried to take pictures of stars with your iPhone?
It's like impossible.
You fucking can't.
Especially with light pollution. It makes it all like grainy.
Nothing. Yeah.
Yeah.
And we have iPhones.
Plus, it was
They didn't have those in the 60s.
No, they didn't. And that was one of their arguments too. They're like, even if it was not faked, like we don't have the technology to do it. And it's like, well,
But
we
we
do.
did.
We do. And I'll just jump to this part as well. Speaking of them taking pictures and not having the right kind of technology, they think that one of the pictures they think that you should be able to see the other astronaut taking the picture, like his hands up by his head, and see it like in the reflection of the helmet.
Mm-hmm.
But their cameras were actually attached to their chest, and they had like a device that they would like click. So they didn't have they had their hands free, and they would just have to turn their bodies to position it.
They're like the Teletubbies.
Yes! Oh my God! I love the Teletubbies and
Me
the
too.
little baby in the sun.
I don't like that part.
So cute. And that was later down. There are more points to that, but I'm just gonna wait till we get there so I don't get all weird with my notes. The second claim is that the shadows are weird. Conspiracy theorists argue that since light rays from the sun are parallel, any shadows cast by the sun should also be parallel. And shadows that are not parallel are said to be caused by studio lighting, either a single light source, which is close, or by multiple light sources. And we see shadows that are non-parallel, I think, like right here, they kind of diverge into each other. We see that in the moon landing pictures, but that's normal. Like that's just something that shadows do, especially when the sun starts to go down. Shadows are not always parallel. So that's just a moot point. The next one is that the radiation would be too much, that astronauts would not be able to survive what's called the Van Allen radiation belt. It surrounds Earth's atmosphere, and it's dangerous, obviously. It's just like packed with radiation. And the moon landing deniers claim that no human could survive this. But Professor Oha breaks it down for us with a comparison to firewalking. Is there anything interesting going on outside?
No, sorry. I'm trying not to look, which makes me want to look so
I know.
bad.
You I could tell you felt like you were sneaking a little look in.
I just want to see the lighting.
It's okay. We'll be done soon. Okay, so they're going through the radiation, and the way he compares it is to firewalking. And just like in The Office, was it Dwight or Michael who just like stands on it on the, do you know what I'm talking about, when they have those coals?
Well, doesn't
And they're at the
Michael
beach.
try and he can't do it, and then Pam goes and does it?
Pam does it, and she
Yeah.
walks across swiftly, but
Yeah.
then Dwight,
Oh, like
Dwight
goes and
is on it,
stands
and
on
he's
top
like,
of it.
Say, do it until I like. What is he trying to get him to do?
I forget, but I remember what you're talking
Okay, but like Pam does it, and she walks across swiftly, and she's
Yeah.
fine. It's the same thing for this radiation. They're not just hanging out,
Yeah.
being pelted by X-rays. So that's why they're fine. Their time in the danger zone is short, and they're going fast enough that it's not a problem. The next claim is that there's no wind on the moon since there's no air, but the flag is flying. I have a picture of the flag. I think it should be the next one. Okay, that's the shadows. There we go. So it seems
Oh shit.
the sirens are going off. Are they what? Oh.
Those are inside. Here, we'll pause.
A few moments later.
All right, so before the sirens started going off, and the fire department came, everything is fine, by the way.
Everything's fine, but the building may have been struck by lightning.
We don't know because we literally did not leave the studio. We just hung out and listened to the sirens go off.
And the scary voice telling us to evacuate.
Yeah, we don't know him, though. We don't trust strangers like that.
I couldn't fully understand what he was saying.
Yeah, we did that thing where when you can't understand someone and you've already asked them what they said twice, you just
nod.
Yeah. Yeah. Whatever you just said. I agree fully.
Mm-hmm.
If the listeners think we're being dumb, I work in this office every day and the fire alarm has been tripped multiple times recently. So we kind of gave it the benefit of the doubt that it was going to be okay. And I went out and talked to the janitor and he was like, yeah, everything's fine.
If the listeners think we're being dumb, we are. This is our show.
They know we're dumb. if a listener thinks we're being dumb, they're not a listener. Because they should know.
Y'all should know this by now. We're going to risk it for the biscuit. And the biscuit is getting this episode out on time.
Finally, I know. I was like, are we cursed? Because that was the first week we've ever gone without an episode. And I was like, if this alarm doesn't stop, what are we going to do?
3 years.
Yeah.
Thanks, pneumonia. But we're back, bitches. And we were talking about how on the moon, the flag looks like it's flapping in the wind. But this should be impossible because there's no air, there's no wind on the moon. And when you look at the picture, would you say it looks like it's flapping in the wind?
I would say it looks like it's flapping, but I would also say there's far less gravity on the moon to have the flag go down. So why wouldn't it be up?
Yes, and it is up because they put a hole, or not a hole, well, a hole. They put a pole through a hole on the top of the flag to hold it up and make it go out. And it's not flapping. It's actually just wrinkled from how they stored it on the way up to the moon. And it's not moving at all. It's just like stuck, crinkled.
I can see that. You can clearly see where the pole is.
Yes. Once you get it spotted out, you're like, oh, yeah, obviously. And then there are other pictures where the astronaut moves, where Buzz moves. I don't have pictures of it here, but and the flag stays the same. So it's just crinkled. That's all it is. There's not actually wind where this picture was taken. It was not faked. People also claim that there are inconsistent backgrounds. And this is the stupidest shit I have ever heard. You can show the next pictures, Alec. So you can see in these how the backgrounds, quote unquote, change, but the foreground stays the same. We see an astronaut with the flag, and in one picture it looks like it's on the side of a mountain, and on the other the background looks like it's like the full mountain. This is not proof of a fake. This is a change in perspective. Jesus
the
fucking
person
Christ.
with the camera moved.
They moved
So
their
weird.
entire suit body camera. Like I said, they had to aim their entire body and just hope for the best. There was no viewfinder, and exposure and focus had to be done manually. So this is all of their best guesses. And before they ever even set foot on the moon, they practiced a lot. Like, they had to bring the cameras home and take them on trips and practice a ton so that, you know, when they're in the big game, the big moon game.
Imagine how fun it would be for your parent to have been an astronaut and you get to play with their camera spacesuit.
That thing must have cost $1 billion.
Yeah.
That was one of the 30 billion is just the spacesuit
Just
camera
one
alone.
spacesuit camera.
Imagine getting like a smudge on it or something. You'd be like, I'm so
fucked.
grounded. And the pictures that we see are the best of the best. There are a ton of other pictures that just aren't as pretty. I don't know if I have pictures in here, but I might. Oh, yeah. Just some like off-focus ones. It looks like a kid got a hold of it almost. But
Totally.
it's really just a spacesuit camera. Other claims say that the photos show crosshairs behind objects. So that's the part of the camera that like is in the viewfinder. I don't have a picture of it, but it's just kind of a silly claim because these crosshairs, they say that they're tilted or that they're not in the middle. That's just from the pictures being cropped and copied over time again and again. Second to last claim here is that there is a lack of visible blast when they take off from the moon again.
Wait. What?
Yeah, because when they take off to go home, it's not like a big like
Because
like
there's
rocket.
no oxygen.
Yes. Good job, Kat.
Am I a scientist?
You must be.
Wow.
Because, I mean, you might be able to actually get somewhere if you could explain it to them. There's no oxygen. There's no atmosphere. There's no air for the engine to push against. So there's no visible exhaust plume during liftoff. And these exhaust gases dissipate rapidly because they are literally in a vacuum.
Yeah.
It's not that hard.
No, listen, if I knew that immediately, anyone should be able to know that immediately.
It's just so dumb. Like, I love a good conspiracy theory. Don't get me wrong.
Oh, there are conspiracy theories that I absolutely can buy into. This
Same
one
here.
is really fucking dumb.
Mattress Firm, I'm looking at you.
That's
but
correct.
This one, and to have gone on for so long.
Right. This is
the stupidest shit.
This is like I think flat Earth is probably the dumbest conspiracy theory. I mean, outside of like horrible like racial xenophobic conspiracy theories, but like if we're talking like this type of conspiracy theory, it goes flat Earth and the moon landing. Like those two are just so dumb.
Yeah, I wonder which came first. I'll have to Google
didn't
it.
you just tell me that
I think
the
this
moon
was-
landing came first and then flat Earth was made based on it?
I don't think it was made based
Oh.
on. I don't know how flat Earth evolved, but I think this was one of the first ones.
Yeah.
I don't know. They're
Okay.
sisters. Maybe they're Irish twins. What is next? Okay, yeah. I was gonna talk about the moon dust. One thing that Earth moon landing deniers point out is when the astronauts take steps, you would expect the dust to like kind of bubble up like this effect, but instead when they take steps and the dust goes flying, it just goes like in a straight shot and then lands. It doesn't look like how Earth plume or dust plumes look on Earth. And again, it's just because there's no atmosphere. There's no particles in the lack of air to make it plume like that. So it just goes in the direction that it's, being shot as they take a step.
If it were faked, wouldn't the dust react like dust does on Earth? Because it would have been
Exactly.
faked on Earth?
Yes, ma'am. That is exactly right.
So crazy.
And our final claim is that the technology wasn't advanced enough. But in truth, the Apollo program was a massive effort, including thousands and thousands of people who would have all had to have kept this secret for 10 years while it was in the works if it was fake. There was extensive testing and simulators to make the very real moon landing happen. And all of this is backed up by scientific evidence, like the moon rocks collected, literal pictures and videos, and corroborations from other countries like Russia. If it was faked, don't you think the Soviet Union would be like, it's a hoax?
I'm shocked they haven't.
They made publications talking about how it was real.
Yeah.
Albeit there are polls. I think I have in a next slide here. I think it's something like almost half of people in this poll from Russia think that, oh no, it's not almost half. It's like 28% of people think the moon landing was fake. But, there's a lot of propaganda going on over there.
For sure.
So,
like if 8% of Americans think it's fake, doesn't surprise me.
yeah, but I was shocked to learn that the Soviet Union did have several publications when it came out being like, yes, this is real.
Yeah. I mean, because nobody at first was claiming it was fake, right?
Correct.
Yeah. So
besides this Bill guy.
Right.
So anyway, the moon landing was very, very real. They did have a plan, to go back in the 70s, but then they had different priorities. That's another thing that conspiracy theorists pointed. They're like, well, why haven't we been back?
Because why would we?
Yeah, we did it.
Hard to get there.
We've been there. 30 billion. What does that mean to you? Nothing? Okay. That's how you know
you
it's a lot of
pay
fucking
for
money.
it?
Yeah, get Jeff Bezos or Elon to
No,
be your
leave
little
them out
sugar
of it.
daddy. Well, that is my lesson on the moon landing conspiracies.
Thank you
You're welcome.
for that lesson. I think we should skip the ad because we were so
Skip
rude
the
last week
ad.
and didn't put out an
Skip
episode.
the ad.
Go
We
for
both
it.
look at Alec. He says it's okay. All right, here we go. It was 1798 and was the bloodiest year yet in Irish history when Crown forces brutally stamped out the rebellion of the United Irishmen. That same year, Biddy Early was born Bridget Ellen Connors in the small Irish town of Faugharidge, County Clare. Her parents were poor farmers John Thomas Connors and Ellen Early. They were so poor that her mother wove her clothes from flax that grew near the farm.
What the heck is a flax?
Like
flaxseed?
yeah, like the stalks of the grain, I think.
Okay.
Sounds
Sounds
itchy
like
as
some
fuck.
Shit I would do as a kid pretending to be a colonial woman.
Me too. I would like hang herbs and shit from the roof of my playhouse. Like I wanted to
Yes.
be like living on the land so bad.
Totally. The only modern comfort I had was the hose on our side yard.
Oh my God. So she was also teaching her daughter at the same time everything she knew about herbalism, much of which were secret family recipes that had been passed down from mother to daughter. Biddy was an intelligent child and preferred to spend most of her time outside, alone, in nature, and it was there that she says she talked to the fairies. These fairies were the same ones who had taught Biddy's mother their skills and imparted the same ancient knowledge on Biddy. Per their instruction, Biddy knew to do things like collect her herbs before the sun rose so they were still drenched in morning dew. And that's because the dew held energy of the night turning to day, imbuing it with special magical and healing powers.
Ooh, get it, girl.
I
Get that
know.
too.
And I forgot to mention at the start of this episode, this topic was suggested to me by our listener and friend, Neve. So thank you, Neve.
Oh, thanks, Steve.
Thanks, Neve. Also, if you have episode suggestions, send them to us. Like, we love to hear it. You're not being annoying. We really appreciate the help. So please do that. When Biddy was 16 years old, her mother died of malnutrition. So they were like poor. Like they were starving. And only 6 months later, her father died of typhus. So Biddy is an only child. She's 16. She's now an orphan, and her landlord kicked her out because she couldn't pay rent by herself, obviously.
She's like, can I do you a favor? Can I pay rent in due?
And due.
Rent is due.
Due is very valuable, I hear.
The
Magical.
energy is impeccable.
So this started her lifelong hatred for landlords and other ruling class authorities. So she was punk rock.
Eat the rich.
Eat the rich. Later in life, a landlord tried to evict her, and she told him, "You'll be leaving before I do, both in and out."
I warned you, bitch.
She warned him.
You'll be leaving now.
And he did. Soon after that, he died in a fire as he was trying to escape out the window, and he died half in, half out.
Oh my God, that was about to be us if this building was actually on fire.
Toward the end there, when the alarms didn't stop, I started thinking about a possible fire.
Like, the roof could be on fire and I would not know
Yeah,
yet.
and the alarm was so loud and it didn't stop. It went on a long time, you guys.
The minute smoke comes through the vents, my pneumonia ass is going to be like, I'm out.
I'm out. But then it was like kind of fun because we were all talking, and then I was like, I don't want the alarms to go off, and then they did.
Yeah,
and
it was like a
now
campfire.
I'm still talking, so I guess it didn't matter. Another time, a landlord evicted and burned down the home of someone named Mick the Moonlighter. In retaliation, he killed the landlord and went straight to Biddy. I mean, because she had kind of a reputation of hating landlords, and he's like, she won't care. So he went to her, and she used her magic to help him escape to America.
She's the cool aunt.
She's everybody's cool aunt,
Yeah.
for sure.
I like Biddy. And she has a cool name.
Biddy.
A good name goes a long way.
So true. When she was 18, she did end up working for a landlord, but like it was short-lived. I guess she didn't do a very good
Red
job.
flag.
Probably because she didn't give a fuck because she hated him.
That's the way to do it. Yeah, infiltrate. Don't be good at something you don't want to do. Infiltrate the
just
system.
Get that bag and leave.
Get that bread, get that head.
And leave, obviously. She soon transitioned to working at a poorhouse where she also survived the Great Famine. So things are not good. Life is rough.
Yeah, and her pre-birth regression, she definitely picked hard.
Yeah. We were talking about reincarnation and stuff during our alarm intermission and how we chose to play on easy, but Biddy's definitely playing on hard
For
mode.
sure hard. Like the most difficult, I'd say.
Pretty much. Things do look up for her a little bit, though. She enjoyed taking walks through the market in her spare time. She probably couldn't buy anything and there was no food because it was the Great Famine, but
Hey, window shopping is shopping.
yeah, you got to get outside somehow.
It's the purest form of shopping.
The equivalent nowadays is putting stuff in your Amazon cart, and then when you actually need to buy something, moving it to save for later.
Say I have so much saved for later.
Me
It's
too.
hundreds of dollars worth.
Thousands.
Billions.
In this market is where she met her first husband, Pat Malley. She and Pat had some obstacles to overcome at the beginning of their relationship. First of all, Pat was much older. He was about double Biddy's age. She was like 18 or 19, I think, at this point. So he was much older. He also had a son from a previous relationship. So he was a daddy. And I think the son was about Biddy's age herself. So
Yikes.
that was awkward. And Biddy was obviously extremely poor. She was an orphan, so she had no dowry, which was an important thing at the time. You kind of had to have one of those to get married.
I want a dowry so bad.
Yeah, where the
Where's
fuck is my
fucking
dowry?
dowry? I need plates. I need flatware. I need wine glasses.
My dowry is just like all my old shit from when I was a kid that's still in my parent's basement.
Yeah, that's literally what it is.
Nobody
Probably
wants
moldy
that.
by now.
I don't
I'm
even
sure
want
some
that.
water's gotten in there.
Yeah, it's
God.
a whole thing.
I need a nice ass dowry. I need to get some bamboo sheets up in this bitch.
Oh my God. I have a coworker who is Turkish, and she
Yeah.
was showing me like they are taught, or she and her culture, they were taught to like weave this lace and make these incredible bed sheets, and you weave them, and then you're supposed to like take that with you when you're married.
Yeah.
So, and you start learning when you're a little girl. And she was showing me these pictures of this lace she wove, and it was like nothing I've ever seen before. It was so beautiful.
Lace bed sheets.
Lace, well, like the fringe, like they would, she wove like around the edge of the bed sheet is like this woven lace and like bed skirts
God.
and like on the edge of the pillowcases, and she wove it by hand. And I'm angry that I was never taught that skill because it is so freaking beautiful, and if I were to try to buy something like that, I would not be able to afford it. You can't.
Yeah, you can't buy anything like that.
No.
That is the handmade stuff. Maybe on Etsy you could.
Probably, but it would probably be really fucking expensive. And she was telling me like she likes to have that stuff in her house, and now she does not have time to sit there and weave it.
No
so
shit.
whenever she goes home to Turkey, she buys a bunch of it because it's not as expensive there, and then she brings it back. And I was
my
like,
God.
Well, like I'm your favorite coworker, right? Do you want to bring me some lace bed sheets? And probably not.
What color would you get?
Probably like a blush pink or a sage green or
okay.
just like ivory.
Yeah, I was thinking like an ivory cream. It would go with everything.
Yeah.
Add it to save later. Save for later, I mean.
I need it.
Also, while we're speaking of save for later, Amazon Prime Day sucked this
Oh,
year.
it sucked ass.
It was such bullshit.
I wanted a TV and there were no deals on TVs.
I wanted a steam mop and it was nada.
Yeah.
Fucking bullshit.
Ridiculous.
I'm pissed.
Fuck Jeff Bezos.
Every day I'm like, I'm going to cancel Amazon Prime. And then I don't. I'm like, I can't.
No,
though.
it's worth it.
It's
but
worth it,
Prime Day
but fuck
sucked
Amazon.
ass. Now I have to wait till Black Friday to get a TV, and it's not fair. Black Friday. Black Friday. Even though they had all these obstacles, the two married and moved into a 3-room cottage in Fecal, Ireland. I know, Fecal. So funny.
Yikes.
Yikes.
And they all got pink eye.
Have you ever had pink eye?
And E. coli. Yes, I've had pink eye.
Me
Not
too.
E. coli.
It sucked. Not E. coli either, thank God. Biddy never changed her last name to that of her husband's and actually even replaced her father's surname Connors with her mother's name Early because she believed that her spiritual gifts descended from her mother's side, so she wanted to honor that.
Dang. I think that's what I'll do if I ever get married too.
Just change it to your mom's name.
Yeah.
That's fair. I am on team. I think if I get married, I want to combine my last name with Alex and make a new name. I think that's how it should be done.
So pro that. That is amazing. I love it.
Alec does not agree. He does not like my idea.
Well,
but I think
the joke is
Oghart-
that she's Barnhart, I'm Og, so it would be Barnhog.
No, it would be Oghart. Barnhog, obviously we can't do that, but Oghart would be good.
Oghart is good.
I like
like
Oghart.
it a lot. And you could even hyphenate it. Alec, you could keep Og if you really needed to. You gotta go in together.
I don't want to say I don't like hyphens because I don't care what you do. It's fine. But I just feel like if we hyphenate our name and then our kid has a hyphenated name and then our kid marries someone with a hyphenated name, then they're going to have 4 names if they want to hyphenate. And then the chain never ends.
Names are what you make it.
That's
what they do in Spanish
right.
cultures.
Yeah. But a more sustainable version for my American culture is to just combine our last names.
Right.
There's
How would you spell it?
Oghart.
Would it be like capital H or just all straight through?
No, just straight through.
Oghart.
Just commit to the bit.
Creative. Okay.
Yeah.
It's better than Barnhog.
Definitely better than Barnhog. The Barnhog is a joke, but I'm team Oghart.
Yeah, I thought you were like setting me up for the punchline when you were saying we combine them.
No, you just looked like a bad feminist shaking your head like that.
Yeah. Real wet blanket energy I'm getting.
No, I don't care either way.
Are you pro Oghart then?
He does not like it. He doesn't want to answer.
He just wants
doesn't like
Og.
it. But that's okay.
I need to thoroughly vet it to make sure like what can kids make fun of, because
That's fair.
I feel like I need to just mentally do a few more passes on and be like, can these kids get assassinated in middle school for having
I feel
Oghart?
like kids don't get made fun of for their names really anymore.
Like,
I'm a
is
teacher.
it-
I've never heard anyone make fun of someone's name.
Okay.
And I teach middle school.
Yeah, they've really cracked down on bullying.
Bullying definitely still happens, but I feel like now the standard is for parents to get creative with names. There's so many creative names out there that kids don't really care anymore. Like, it's not like everyone is John, Lisa, Mary, Scott. Like, that's not really a thing
Keanu.
anymore. Yeah.
What's your last name, Stance?
What's your last name, Hayley? We've only known each other for 4 years.
I wish you could have seen Haley's face. Her eyes got huge.
I don't know what you mean by that question.
Like, what do you want to do with your last name if you get married?
I want to change it to my mom's maiden name, which is my middle name right now. So it's not that far of a stretch. So I want to do it. It sounds like Biddy did.
Mm-hmm. Well, why don't you do that now? You don't have to wait till you get married.
I don't know. Maybe I will.
Okay,
it just seems like a lot of work.
Yeah, you would just, if you were going to change your name, you'd change it to your mom's maiden name.
Yeah, I think so. I wouldn't mind. I don't really care either way, but I just like the way it sounds.
What is it?
Malone.
Oh, yeah.
Hayley Malone. Maybe I'd do like my husband's last name as my middle name. I don't know. I don't care too much, to be honest.
Yeah, I don't care a ton either. I feel like I definitely wouldn't just take my husband's name because I personally feel like if I'm taking your name, you should take my name. Maybe we could just trade names.
Oh, yeah. Alec Barnhart, Cat Og.
Yeah, that's fun. I like that.
That is kind of quirky.
And then our kid can be Barnhog.
Ah, yes, the Barnhog.
The Barnhog has to be there somewhere.
I think that wouldn't even be a target for bullying. That would be like,
gotta
they'd be
embrace
so
it.
popular. Yeah.
That's like, I went to school with a kid whose last name was Butts. And I'm like, in that situation, why wouldn't you just take the mom's last name? I don't know what her last name was, but why would you subject another generation to that?
I have a college friend whose last name is Butt.
Yeah.
And
Not great.
they're popular. I mean, that was what everyone referred to them as their last name, but yeah.
Wow,
yeah, it worked out
that's-
well for them.
Okay, I'm glad they enjoyed it.
We had
I wouldn't.
a guy with the last name Hooker in middle school, and it was tough
We
for him.
did too.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had the hookers.
Mhm.
But I wanted to say, if you and Tommy got married and you had to merge your names, would it be Maloner?
Wow, that just makes me think of Boner.
Maloner is kind of fun though.
Yeah, Maloner
Haley
is
Maloner. Tommy
Maloner, I hardly know her.
And then in middle school, they can taunt him and say, Maloner got a boner.
Oh,
Or
no.
Maloner's a loner with a boner.
Oh, no. Gosh. Okay, so not Maloner. Madoler.
Oh, Madoler.
Oh, Madoler.
Oh, Madoler.
That's a tough one. We'll have to workshop that a
Yeah,
little
think
more.
on it. Think on it.
Being out of the poorhouse, Biddy was able to practice the herbalism that her mother taught her, and she soon earned a reputation for her magical cures. She also not magical, like she also just practiced regular herbal medicine, which of course can be effective. Yeah, it was kind of like considered magic, but it wasn't really. She never charged for her services and instead allowed patrons to pay her with whatever they could, if anything at all. Like if
Do.
what?
Pay me and do.
Pay me and do. Yeah. Just go run your hand over the grass and squeeze it into my cup.
Yeah, let her wash her nasty eyes out with the fresh dew.
Usually people paid her in food, whiskey, or a drink called poteen. There were a lot of different spellings for this. I'm going to say it like an American, poteen, which is essentially Irish moonshine. It's hella alcoholic. And this meant she was always fully stocked with liquor at her house. It became the fun place to be. People would socially gather, drink, and play cards.
Whatever happened to trading goods and services instead of just money? Money's just numbers to me. I'd rather give you 3 eggs in exchange for 2 paper clips.
You
know?
want to carry 3 eggs in your pocket to trade for
I'm just
something
saying,
you need.
I have a lot of stuff. And if I could just trade my stuff for other stuff, I mean, I guess I can.
You can.
But the world is set up to use money.
All right. Well,
I don't wanna use money
you have
anymore.
fun in a world without money. It sounds bad to me.
I want the option to do both. I
You
want to be able
can.
to go to a market and take the old IKEA lamp that I don't want anymore and be like, okay, I will give you this old IKEA lamp.
My
If I can
arms
have
would
that
just get
painting.
too tired. I can't carry things.
Oh my God,
I like carrying a credit card.
Yeah, I see that. For me, I'm like a bag lady through and through. I wouldn't mind getting a little cart to push.
Okay. Well,
Like in New York, you know how they all have their
yeah.
own little carts?
we can arrange that for
City
you.
girl.
Okay. People were also just drawn to Biddy in general. She was very beautiful and used herbal makeup to give herself her signature rosy complexion.
Ooh, like in prison. Although we have to make shift.
Yeah. Just
Prison
like
is
in
on the mind.
prison.
The orange is the new black. It's just top of mind, okay?
What do they use in prison? Like Kool-Aid powder to use as blush?
Yeah,
Like
and
mix it
for
with
the
water,
lips too. I
stain.
think you can dye your hair with Kool-Aid as well. Kool-Aid has so many uses.
I tried dyeing my hair with Kool-Aid one time.
Did it work?
Well, I had like a bleached strip that I got because I wanted to dye it pink. And then it was like 2013. So like it was Tumblr era. Everyone was dyeing their hair with Kool-Aid.
Yeah.
So I tried and no, it did not work. So then we colored on it with Sharpies and that worked a little bit better.
With Sharpie?
You can
Why
dye
not
your hair with
just get-
Sharpie.
Why not just get dye at that point?
I don't know, because I had no money because I was a kid. We had Kool-Aid and Sharpies.
That's fair. But you had bleach if you have a bleach strip.
Well, I went and got it bleached at a salon, but it was like $25 because it was like one single foil.
I had a little single foil bleach strand
Yeah.
right back here. It was like a little rat tail.
Yeah, it was like underneath.
Yeah.
It was,
Like, what was the point?
It was like Kat Von D era when she had like the bleached hair underneath, and we all wanted that.
Yep.
Mhm.
Oh my God. I loved Kat Von D, and now she's a fucking
Now she's an
conservative
anti-vaxxer.
bigot. Yeah.
But have you seen her house?
Yes. It's gorgeous.
It's gorgeous.
I know.
Dream home. Goth Barbie dream home.
It is, but Boo,
But
Kat Von D.
yeah, boo, but also just give me your house.
Yeah. You have terrible taste in everything but interior design.
Biddy had her first and only child with Pat Malley, and it was a boy. He had a lot of names in my research. The main one that I kept seeing was Patty, so let's go with that. When Biddy was 25, her husband died, and after that, guess who she married?
Her
His
son.
son.
Her stepson. So almost. You okay, Hayley?
I got it right.
You said stepson?
I said his son.
Oh, yeah, his son. She married his son.
Oh my God. My laughing is just coughing now. I thought we were on the same page. I thought it was her son for sure.
Oh, thank God it wasn't. She married her stepson, John. And Pornhub wasn't around at this time, so this is an original idea.
The original stepson, stepmom.
Yep. Biddy's fame in the community continued to grow. She was known for being able to heal the sick and break curses. Biddy's increased fame meant a constant revolving door of people in and out of her house at all hours, day and night. So this was a chaotic environment for Patty to grow up in. It doesn't seem like he had a great relationship with his mom. He was like out of the house as soon as he was of age and never came back.
Yeah, if Reddit was around, he would have been like, am I the asshole for leaving as soon as I can? My mom married my stepbrother.
Yeah, I think he had every right to leave. Not the asshole is my official judgment.
I'd say so too.
And then I think he died at some point. Like Biddy definitely outlived him, but like he never came back. I don't know. Records were bad back then. I don't know exactly what happened. Nearly 20 years after her second
Fuck
marriage.
him, I guess.
Fuck him.
Yeah, why was he in the story?
I don't even know, because I had to mention she had a son, but like we don't even know his name. So
It was just funny.
bye,
It felt like we were
bitch.
like really building towards Patty, and then you're like, and I don't know what happened to him. He's done.
He died. Psych. Nearly 20 years after her second marriage, John Malley died of liver failure, and Biddy was once again a widow at the age of 42.
Man, she has the best luck.
She quickly remarried, this time to a younger man named Tom Flannery.
Nice. She's doing it the right way. She's like slowly coming
Getting
around.
younger. Yeah. Older. That's actually so true, because her next husband is like even younger. Spoiler alert.
Oh,
So
no.
yeah, she's working her way down. She's doing it in reverse. The two lived in a 2-room cottage in Kilbarron or Kilbarron, I'm not sure, that overlooked a lake that came to be known as Biddy Early's Lake. This is where Biddy's career like really solidified. This is where she builds her reputation as a famous healer. She was a talented herbalist. She could brew cures for a number of ailments, including cures for animals, which in this rural farming community made her super important because there was no veterinarian. So she was it. Like if your cows were sick, your cows dying could mean you dying, like not living through the winter. So the fact that she could heal animals made her a star.
Have you seen the pet chiropractor videos?
Yes. I've
They
seen my
crack
own
me
horse
up.
go to the chiropractor.
Oh my God. I didn't know that. Also,
Yeah.
our TikTok is very weird at the moment. Have you been on TikTok?
I scrolled a little bit today. I didn't see anything.
I
that
noticed
weird.
it being weird, and I was like,
It's-
they're going to think I did this to it.
It's
Did you?
weird.
No, I didn't do anything on
What
it.
did you see today?
Okay, so our TikTok, I don't know if you're listening to this right now and you're experiencing the same thing, please let me know. But our TikTok is full of these people going live pretending to be like non-player characters, and when they get the awards in their lives, they sniff roses, they're like, I love roses, and they like kind of like move like up and down.
I
like
thought that
this,
was
like
just
they're-
a TikTok trend that wasn't specific to our algorithm.
That's what I'm wondering, because
I think it's
and
just
like
a thing.
all over. And then I don't know what else has been weird, but it's just been weird in there. And
Yeah.
there's so many ads now.
Yeah, there are a lot of ads. I didn't notice anything super weird except those freaking wig sale videos are
Yeah.
it's like every other video. It's a live of someone selling wigs, and I don't understand.
And they'll like push specific lives. Like they'll suggest it and then I'll skip and then go on video and then they'll suggest the same one
Yeah,
again.
the fucking wig one.
The wig one. It's
It's
always
like,
the
I've
wig
never
one.
bought a wig. I haven't even bought hair extensions in like 3 years.
And if I'm gonna buy a wig, it is not gonna be from you guys.
Not from TikTok.
No offense. No,
I need to
ma'am.
feel it
I
in
need
my
to
hand.
be in there. Yeah, I need to get it cut on my head.
That's correct.
Anyway.
So Biddy is an asset, but what really set her apart was her intuition. She was said to often know what people needed before they even told her what was wrong. And she was able to come up with creative solutions to people's problems. So all types of community members would come to her for advice, just on random stuff, because she just seemed like she knew about everything.
She's the coolest aunt. That's just it.
But like it was random stuff, like not even stuff like that you'd go to like a psychic or a healer for, like how to restore, like my well stopped producing water. Like what can I do? Or my cow isn't making enough milk. What can I help? Like how can I help this? Just random shit. Some people even went to her to help predict the future. The great liberator Daniel O'Connell came to her to ask whether he would win his upcoming election. And as Biddy predicted, he was successful. Something Biddy was known for was a blue glass bottle that she wore around her neck. And no one knows where she originally acquired the bottle. It's not like today where glass bottles are fucking in everyone's recycling bin. Like this was rural Ireland. They wouldn't just usually have access to small glass bottles. So There are like some stories about where she got it. One story goes that her dead son, Tom, won the bottle in a hurling match against fairies and rose from the dead to give it to his mom. So.
A hurling match?
Yeah. Does that mean like how far you can throw?
That's what I'm thinking.
I think so.
Or is it how much can you throw up?
Probably how much you can like throw with your arm, I would think.
Probably die from throwing up too much.
You think?
Especially back then.
I don't think you could die from I mean, maybe if you got like super dehydrated, I guess.
Tore your throat and then bled out.
Gross. I don't know.
Been thinking a lot about throats lately too.
I bet you have. When you had the flu, were you throwing up?
No.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's
Thankfully,
always the
I had
worst
the good flu.
when you're like dying from a fever and you can't stop throwing up.
Dude, it was okay. So I had that fever and it was also 103 degrees outside, and I went outside and I was still shivering. I was like,
seriously?
Yes. I was like, I just want to be warm.
Yeah, it's been so hot lately. Yeah. That's crazy. Ugh. I'm glad you're better. Another story is that the fairies gave it directly to Biddy because it was said to be kind of like a magical bottle. She kept it full of this dark liquid. Typically, this liquid was a mixture of morning dew. That was her special ingredient. Herbs that pertained to whatever she was trying to do with them, water from a magic well, and also a dash of holy water. And Biddy would gaze into the dark liquid in this bottle to interpret the past, present, and future. This is called scrying, similar to what people would do with like a crystal ball or a black piece of glass. She just did it with her bottle. Because of Biddy's apparent spiritual gifts, a mythos developed around her. Some people claimed she was descended from the goddess Danu, who, like Biddy, had a head of long, vibrant red hair. Danu was the mother of the Tuatha De Danann, which is a magical tribe, legendary magical tribe in Ireland who ruled 4,000 years ago. And then this tribe eventually was said to become the Fae folk. Who Biddy would commune with. Mm-hmm. And Biddy was not only a spiritual leader, she kind of became something of a community leader. Like we are already kind of saying, she would give advice. Yeah.
She knew everybody.
She did.
And their secrets and their problems.
Yeah. And sometimes she was said to like know shit about people that like she
that
had
they
no way of
didn't
knowing.
Even know.
Yeah. It reminded me kind of never mind. I forget what I was going to say.
Boo!
I know.
Make your brain work.
I'm sorry. My brain doesn't work. She was a wise woman, but she was also a strong woman. She spat in the face of oppression that she was subject to on account of her gender and social standing. I don't think she literally spat in anyone's face. That was my own exaggeration. This was actually really inspiring to other peasants, right? Because an extremely oppressed class, not only from their own country, but like England was fucking shit up in Ireland at the time. So like Irish peasants were particularly going through it. So to have this like beacon of hope who seems to like not give a shit and march to the beat of her own drum was really cool. But it also made her a target of the ruling class, specifically priests. This was Ireland in the 1800s, so the Catholic Church ruled the roost. They obviously did not like Biddy, a witch, and a poor working woman who had all this influence.
Wretched woman.
Wretched old Biddy. Wench. They actively discouraged townsfolk from seeking her help. They preached in the pulpit that she's a witch. If you go to her, you're going to hell. And also kind of like blamed her for her string of dead husbands.
I'd be like, that is a reason. Those are all reasons to go.
Right.
To her.
She can offer you help in more way than one.
Yeah, you're not deterring me, but keep trying.
Despite all of this, Biddy still like encouraged her followers and neighbors to still go to priests. Like she was not telling anyone not to go to church. This was probably an act of self-preservation and telling people like don't die on this hill, you know, like still follow the rules, don't put a target on your own back.
She knows what to do. She knows how to play the game.
Yeah.
She wasn't born yesterday. Okay.
And I think like despite her alleged folk magic, like she was still a Catholic. Like Catholicism was so entrenched in the culture that like she still considered herself Catholic.
And Catholics are like one of the spookiest religions, so
yeah, the road to
hand.
witchcraft is paved with Catholicism. Although with that being said, that she's like still thought priests had some merit. If you went to a priest or doctor for a healing before going to her that showed that you didn't have faith in her, and sometimes she wouldn't help you if that's the case.
Okay. That's
fair enough.
Fair.
In 1865, Biddy was accused of witchcraft formally under an old, outdated law. Well, she was, I guess, accused is maybe the wrong word. She was
charged.
Charged. Yes, that's what I meant to say. Charged with witchcraft.
And it took how many years?
Like 60-ish. But like they weren't trying people for witchcraft regularly at this time. So the law that was used to charge her was the Witchcraft Act of 1586. So it was like the 1500s, early 1600s, I think, when people were being tried for witchcraft in Europe. And so this is like 300 years later, and now they're pulling this old law out of the book because like not really because people thought witchcraft should be illegal, but because they didn't like how much power she had over the community. So they were like, let's like put a stop to this and arrest her.
Yeah, we have to wait until she's old too.
Yeah,
she's a woman. Once you're old as a woman,
you're no longer useful.
Yes, you should not have power.
That's right. Luckily for Biddy, though, the community rallied around her. They insisted that all her work was for good, never evil. And when she was brought before the court, the people who originally agreed to testify against her refused to say anything.
Why? What made them change their minds?
I don't know. Probably they were pressured by police, and to make them stop pressuring them, they're like, okay, like I'll say it, and then when they saw her, they're like, shit, she's gonna get me. I can't. Or maybe she put a spell on them to make them silent. I don't know.
Spell on you.
Ultimately, she was released for lack of evidence, and she was fine.
Hey!
Yeah, lucky for her.
Get out of jail free. And if she would have gone to prison, she would have been fine.
She would have been fine. She probably would have been executed.
Oh,
I think that's probably
true.
The penalty for witchcraft. A couple years later, in 1868, Biddy's third husband, Tom, died, and she was now once again a widow at 70.
No, Tom.
Not Tom.
Not Tom.
I feel like everyone's name in this story is Tom, because 1 year later, not even 1 year later, or maybe just over, I don't know.
One day later.
She married a much younger man named...
She sunk her teeth into 18-year-old Tom Tomford.
Pretty much. His name was Thomas Meany, and he was in his 30s, so like he was old enough to make this choice, but he allegedly married her in exchange for a cure. And I'm like, sir, she usually like doesn't charge at all, and like
Yeah.
marrying
He's like,
her
I
in
need a
exchange
cure
this?
for this giant dick.
I need a cure for
Like,
this
marry me.
boner. No, I don't know. It sounds a little iffy to me, kind of sketch. But they did it. They got married, but not even a year into their marriage, Thomas died of alcoholism.
Hey.
So like, not
Another one
great.
bites the dust.
Yeah, her husbands are really dropping like
Honestly,
flies.
she's living.
I think like what a lot of none of the things I read like pointed to her killing her husbands, but like she had a shit ton of alcohol in her house. One died of kidney failure. Like I feel like they're just like drinking themselves to death.
Yeah.
Because like they have all this alcohol and a lot of it is like bad quality alcohol. Like it was specifically mentioned that this Thomas died of wood alcohol, which is like
Ugh.
really cheap poisonous form of alcohol. So like I think most of them were just like drinking. I don't
Just
think she actually
messing up
killed
their
any of them.
organs.
Yeah. Biddy herself died about 5 years later in 1874. Biddy never gained any kind of fortune from her years of servitude. She died a very poor woman. There was a priest present at her death, and Biddy asked for the last rites. So, you know, she was Catholic.
She's ready.
And she was wearing a rosary around her neck. When Biddy died, the priest allegedly threw her iconic blue bottle into the lake, and it said that the fairies later retrieved it back.
Oh, of course they did.
Yeah.
On to the next.
On to the next. She was buried in Fecal Graveyard in County Clare.
Jesus.
Sorry. And did you listen to this month's gossip at the Corpse Cart from Wine and Crime?
Yes.
The pooping in the Tupperware. That was so funny.
That is something I would do.
Yeah. I had a friend, I've probably told you, I don't know if I've told this story on air, but she had to give a fecal sample, and so she pooped in the cup and then left it on her like bathroom counter because she had to like go do something. And when she came back home, her dog had gotten it and eaten her poop.
Why do dogs do that?
I don't know, because they're fucking gross and everyone should have cats instead.
Yes.
Just
Eating
kidding.
the
I like
poop,
dogs,
that's too
but
far.
that's gross.
I like dogs well enough too. I learned something interesting. So dogs are so expressive because they have like eyebrow muscles,
Mhm.
but cats don't. Cats
Aw.
don't have eyebrow muscles. So
How
they can't,
cute
like,
would they be
express.
if they
I
had
know.
eyebrow muscles? That would be so
freaking
cute.
Like I know Safdie expresses himself with his voice. Like
Yeah,
he's very
so does
talkative.
Ghosty.
Yeah, Ghosty definitely does. If they had eye muscles though,
Oh, that would be so
God,
cute.
they would take over the world for sure.
Oh, there would be no dog people left. Everyone would have cats.
Yeah. Anyway, on to the fecal burial.
Okay, let's see. Where was I? Fecal burial. Yes, yes. The priest who presided over her funeral described her as a, quote, saint who walked in our midst. So, like, she really was important in the community. Like, the fact that she was famous throughout the entire country and died poor because she gave her services to whoever needed them, not whoever could pay her, is really amazing. Her legacy lives on through Irish oral tradition. So, most of what we know about her is legend. We don't know. It's hard to sort through the myth and the legend. I think the last person who knew her personally died in the 1950s.
Dang.
Yeah, now that I'm thinking about that, maybe they knew her as a baby. I don't know.
Yeah.
But there were like books written about her later on. But, you know, it's mostly legends and oral tradition. She's remembered as a healer, a wise woman, a community organizer, a feminist ahead of her time, and, of course, a witch. She was honored by famous poet W.B. Yeats in the poem The Shadowy Waters. Is it Yates or Yeats? I never know.
It's
Yates.
pronounced Yates.
Right? Yates. Okay. I think I fucked that up on an episode in the past. And so this time I was like, I'm not going to fuck it up. And then I did.
Well, you
Okay.
fixed it.
I
You
kind of
got there. It's
fixed it.
growth.
Also, in one of those Nat Geos I have from 1958, it shows soldiers from the Civil War who are still alive.
Wow.
Civil War was 1965. So you said
So it
she
could
still
be.
had friends alive in 1950 would
Mhm.
totally check out.
1865.
Excuse me. Yes.
Yeah. That would be crazy.
That would be
1965.
crazy.
Okay. Anyway, so yeah, he wrote about her in his poem. He wrote, quote, "Wise Biddy Early called the wicked wood, 7 odors, 7 murmurs, 7 woods. I had not eyes like those enchanted eyes." Today, the ruins of her cottage still stand and are a tourist attraction.
Whoa. They don't
So-
build things like they used to.
So true.
Plant obsolescence. We'll talk about that. That's a conspiracy.
What?
Planned obsolescence.
What's that?
It's where they don't make things as like structurally sound,
like
so
disposable buildings.
that so that you
Yeah.
have to like rebuild them, or light bulbs poop out after 2 months when they could
Go on
essentially
forever. Yeah, that's bullshit.
Yeah, it's capitalism, baby.
It may be planned obsolescence. If we might be having a Yeats Yates thing again. Obsolescence.
Yeah, I think what I say, obsolescence.
Obsolescence.
I
You
don't
just
know.
cut one syllable off at the end.
I'm done. I'm gonna language evolves, starting with me
For the
mispronouncing.
For the longest time, I had never heard anyone say albeit. I had only read it. So I thought it was albite.
I like that better. I'll bite.
Albite. So at Biddy's college, locals celebrate the Celtic festival Beltane in April and hold an annual hunt for the blue bottle in the lake.
Oh my God, that is so fun.
Yeah, fun. And that is the story of iconic witch Biddy Early.
Icon. I love her. I
Me
love
too.
her name.
She's incredible. And thanks again, Neve, for the suggestion. Remember, our DMs are always open. Suggest us topics because I keep a running list in my phone, but every single week I seem to struggle with finding a topic that I like. So.
Yeah. Once it's been on the list, you're like, I've already done it in my mind.
Exactly.
Like-
I'm like, if it's been on the list this long, it must not be worth it.
Right.
I don't even know why I add things to the list anymore because I never use it.
And send them to both of us.
Yeah, I
Kat
check.
won't share.
Well, that's true. Hayley, for some reason, still doesn't have the Instagram login. If you message us on TikTok, we should both,
We'll both
see
see
it. Or if you like post on our Night Classmates Facebook page, that's a really good way to
We'll fight over it.
Then
that
we
way.
can accidentally do the
Fist
same
fight.
topic. It'll be great.
Yeah, we're still waiting on that
Yeah.
episode.
It's coming.
I'm sure I feel it in my bones.
Well, I have a exciting fun fact for you this week
I
on
do
Extra
too.
Credit over on Patreon. So we're going to continue our discussion over there. We are again so sorry we couldn't be with you last week. It was devastating to us. We're glad to be back. Please remember to support the show, rate, review, subscribe, tell a friend, and we love you so much. Thank you for being patient with us. We love you so much. We love you. We love you so much.
We love you.
We love you. Love, love, love.
Okay,
3, 2, 1.
bye-bye.
Class dismissed.
Class dismissed.
Class dismissed.
I forgot how to do it.
Me too.